as it moves in and out of your body. And as you breathe in, know that you are taking in and accepting not only the physical nourishment for your body, but also the light of the divine for your full being. And as you breathe out, know that you are releasing all that you no longer need, all that does not belong to you. And while we are sitting separately in the physical realm, we also know that we are together in the spiritual realm, holding sacred space. Those of us who are present today and those who often join us are all in the Shiddea Sister Circle. Surrounding each of us is our companions in spirit who are here to support, to guide, to inform and assist us in our work and our lives. We are surrounded by those of our light who are here to support the Earth mission, removing all parasitic energies, entities, agendas, and influence from this planet and from our lives, leaving us free to create cultures that allow all beings to flourish. Right here and right now, we claim our authority. We claim our power and we claim our sovereignty over ourselves and all the world. We are surrounded by the red rock and extraction vortex, and we are protected and hidden as need be. Today, we join together to travel in time to discover new knowledge and bring back information that will assist us as we move forward in power, grace, joy, and kindness. The circle is cast. We are between the worlds, and so it is.
Felt good.
Yeah, so should we do a check-in? Who would like to begin?
I'll begin because I usually go last.
Okay.
I'll first. A lot of things going, of course, and a lot of good things going. But what really is up for me today for this circle is the suggestion that we time travel on our personal, and you don't have to do this, a suggestion only, on our personal timeline to any place in the past where an idea or overlay or anything has been inserted within our personal timeline that would prevent us from taking our next step of expansion. That's what I was called to do this morning, so I'm putting it out there for you guys too.
Okay, can you say it one more time? So we're traveling, we have the opportunity to travel in our own personal lifetime into our past, where an overlay
concept, the same thing, maybe a beginning concept, it may have been an overlay, it may be a deception, something, anything that was inserted within our own personal timeline that would prevent us in any way from expanding into what we're being called into next. It's like going on your own Akashic record search instead of into the mass consciousness search. I'm complete. I'm good. I'm complete. Thanks, Emma, for doing this one.
Sure. Cinda?
Let's see. I don't know where to check in, if there's anything new. Scott and I are headed out on Sunday up to our cabin in Eastern Oregon, which is rustic and in the middle of nowhere. So I'll be gone for a week before our event starts. So if there's anything that we're doing on that Monday, I won't be here. But I can call in on a landline if I need to. I just need to know by Sunday what's expected out of me.
Cinda, when are you leaving?
Sunday to Sunday.
So 2 days from now.
Yeah. So I know that we're meeting on that Monday, right? And then we're doing our, we're doing our launch that next Monday.
No, we're doing our launch the Wednesday after you get back.
Right, Wednesday, that's right. Yeah, I have it on my calendar. Yeah, so that's huge. I don't want to miss that, but I won't. But if there's anything happening in preparation for what's coming, I just need to know the dates of when I need to call in on the landline. I can call in on a landline on Zoom, right? It doesn't have to be cell. Okay.
Wait, when is the I'm sorry, when is the the Q&A is on Monday the 6th. Okay. And you'll be back for that, Cinda. Okay.
Will you be back for the 6th on the Monday? Cinda, okay.
Yeah, she'll be back on the 5th if it's Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise doing good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I have not been sleeping. I just haven't been sleeping. Been staying up late and then waking up like at 2 or 3 and then up for an hour listening to my headset and falling asleep, thank goodness, in the middle of whatever it is I'm listening to. So nothing's getting retained. But so I'm just kind of feeling like I'm tired. And I don't do well in really hot weather, and it's really hot and dry out. So. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. I am holding my equilibrium in the midst of ongoing storms. You know, it's like it's so weird to me. And like my friend who's in Western Massachusetts, she's like, well, you know, it's unacceptable for you to be in your car, and if you don't have a place by July 1st, then you'll move into the basement and you'll have to share the bathroom with a 22-year-old sloppy boy. But other than that, you know, and you'll stay here until you find a place. Which is like, part of me is like, that is so generous, and part of me is like, that would be so stressful for everybody. But I mean, just like that generosity and the kindness and I mean, I feel like I get that I am appreciated and respected by so many of the people in my life. And then I spend time with the people who absolutely have none of that for me. And there's just such a, what's the word? You know, when it's just so cognitive dissonance, you know, it's just so dissonant for me to like, I don't know, it's like, are you guys just being nice to me because you feel sorry for me? Or, you know, and the truth is on their side? Or, you know, it's just a weird state, and just, again, holding my center, acknowledging who I believe I am, understanding that the world that I live in my head and in spirit, is something that they don't get. They don't believe in it, you know. There's nothing about it that they can hook into or believe, and I feel kind of sad about that. So yeah. So my theme is staying in equilibrium, allowing whatever storms need to move through me, and then coming back to equilibrium. You know, not pushing it away, not holding on to it, just being. Sucks.
I'm glad you're laughing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do well in the heat either. And I was so grumpy yesterday with the whole phone issue. And, you know, poor Sadie's like, what's going on? And yeah, it's hot and I am not sleeping. It's like 2 in the morning and I'm like, I guess I'll read another chapter. Certainly not going to fall asleep. So it's like, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird moment. It's almost like, I'm just hearing this right now. It's like, it's almost like we're all pregnant. You know, like that feeling of like being pregnant and something's, you know, you're gonna have a baby, but you don't have any idea what that means or who this new being is gonna be. And, you know, it's hard to pretend that everything is normal because there is no such thing anymore. So that's where I am. I hope.
Yay, Sue. Oh, I hope she comes back. And I would imagine that it's just the history with your family that they can't get over, you know. I know Eckhart Tolle, when you read A New Earth, he jokes and he says, if you think you're enlightened, go spend a day with your family. They'll remind you how far you still need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, the test.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
I interviewed Bree Benjamin yesterday, who had an integrated therapy for mental health for 10 years. Amazing interview, and she speaks to the very fact that so many who are sensitive, emotionally sensitive or spiritually sensitive or mentally sensitive, mostly are in systems, including families, including the world, that says there's something wrong with them when they're really the major part of the population. And it's not them that something is wrong with, but the system that we've been forced to live within. It's very, very, and unfortunately, those, you know, you're fortunate when you're in a community where you can just say, this is who I am, this is what I'm thinking, this is my experience, and they can just hold space and hear you. Because that's key to letting that who you really are flourish. From her experience, and I think we'd say from ours too. Welcome, Sue.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't miss this. Hi.
Hi.
We're just checking in. So now it's your turn. How are you doing? What's up for you?
So I'm excited that I'm finding my place in a world of chaos to hold space for what I believe is transforming into the better reality. And if I can just not get sucked into the negative, then I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. And without meaning to, I have another person to meditate with 6 days a week. So I'm space for a positive transformation for all of us, at least for a while, 6 days a week. And it changes me. It brings up issues, brings up every issue, but it's bringing it up to let it go. And so if I can't let it go one day, I just keep working on it, and I know I'll let it go another day. And so I go between, oh my God, I feel terrible, and I feel like I'm scattered, and who am I and what am I doing, to, oh God, I'm so excited because I'm holding space, and I get to see, once in a while, I get to see people are changing. And that they're changing. So one of them was on Facebook. It was a rally. And the man who was pro one person was very loud. His whole group was very loud. And he handed the mic to the man who was saying Black Lives Matter. And he says, you got 2 minutes This is America. We all have a voice. You get to make your truth statement, and I'm giving you the mic for 2 minutes. And at the end of it, everybody was saying USA, 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 not you're wrong, or I need to be recognized over everybody else. It was just USA. And I had the feeling that is, I was witnessing a transformation of waking up. It can be slow, it can be subtle, it can be explosive, but a lot of it's going to be subtle. And at the end of the day, the man with the mic may go, what did I do? And he may not even know. And it's okay. It's happening. And that's what I'm excited about. Oh,
So that's what we've been holding. That's what we've been holding for, huh? And still hold for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, Sharon made a recommendation that today's time travel be to our own personal timeline in the past, where something was inserted that would prevent us in any way to expanding into what we are claiming and becoming next. And so, does anybody have other thoughts, or would you prefer to do something else, or just
I want to clarify.
please?
I recommend. I put it out as a suggestion only. No, but yeah, as we well know, our team will take us to wherever it is that's important for us to do that identification and removal. And but we've never, I don't recall that we've ever thought that maybe we could do our own Akashic record, our own timeline. We've always done the mass consciousness. So it's a suggestion, as and I know our teams will take us where we need to go. Thanks, Evan.
Sure. So anyone else have, Sue?
so that's what I woke up to this morning, and went and found a guided meditation that took me into a strong emotion, which took me into my past, which, since I do it in kind of a in-between state, and so sometimes at the end of it I don't even know what I've done, but that's exactly what I was working on. Was there's patterns, or many patterns, that interfere with my current timeline, and I do not want my future to be based on my past. I do not accept my future. So my today has to change so I can have an unlimited future. So that's exactly where I am. And I really want to clear it up. I do not want my future to be based on what I've experienced in my past. I don't want to repeat it, and I don't want to do the opposite of it. I want to go from wisdom and from my heart. Thank you. I like that.
All right. Anything else? We ready? Okay. So again, settle yourselves comfortably in your seat and begin to be aware of your breath. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Okay. And begin to be aware of your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Become aware of your body, and become aware of the spirit that you inhabit. Invite your time travel team to join you. Continue to breathe. Feel their presence with you. However it is that you choose your destination, let your companions in spirit know where and why you are going. And as you continue to breathe, feel your spirit lift gently out of your body and shift into the time channel along with your companions. And take a moment to honor and inform that time channel, which is an intelligence, where and why you are going, and then allow it to carry you all. Relax into the journey as I count from 3 to 1. 3. You are traveling safely through the time channel. Be aware of any information or guidance you might receive here. 2. You begin to sense your destination. Be aware of signals from your emotions and your intuition. 1. You have arrived. Look at your feet to see where you are standing. Look at your spirit's body to see what you might be wearing. Look around to see who and what is nearby. Once you have completed your journey, return to our circle. Is everybody ready to begin to share? Okay. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first because it wasn't very exciting. So I was really excited to do this exercise, Sharon. I love when we sort of all do the same thing. I don't know what, maybe for variety. And I just, so started to travel along my timeline sort of from above, seeing my life play out in reverse order. And I just immediately went to the areas I thought would be what would affect my future. So like the day that I was attacked, or the day that I lost my dad, or the day that I lost my stepdad, or the day, you know, I mean, I went back when my parents divorced. I mean, I went back, and they're like, nope, 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 dealt with that, you're okay. And I went all the way down, and there was nothing. And I said, all right. So, but I was a shy, frightened child. And they said, yes, you were. And I'm like, so let's go find why she was so afraid and frightened. And they said, are you afraid and shy and frightened now? And I said, no. And they said, we're not going to do that. And I went, okay, so then let's go to present day and let's figure out what's holding me back now. And they said, are you held back? And I said, no. And they said, like, all right, well, now let's go in the future and make sure that there's nothing holding me back in the future. And they're like, are you anticipating something holding you back? And I said, no, there's nothing. I have done it all. My kids are grown. They're taken care of. They're gone. My husband is content. He's got fabulous hobbies. There's nothing that is expected out of me. My life is mine to live in any way I choose. And they said, excellent. So I did a clearing anyway. Both clear my past of outsider energy, clear the present, clear the future of any shit that might hold me back, that's holding me back, that's hidden, that doesn't want to be seen. And so my house is clean. the house is clean, and I don't mean that literally because my house is not clean, but my figurative house is clean. So there you go.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Do you want to tag somebody?
So
Mine was very similar. So I went back and I was thinking about the past, and it's pretty much the same thing. I've cleared a lot, done a lot of work. And what I saw was that in quite a few different jobs, I, without realizing it, would set an example, and then a manager would say, "You have changed the whole office." And I had no idea exactly what they were talking about. But it happened a few times, and I finally started a little bit figuring it out, what was changing. So then one day I was hired to change an office, and I couldn't do it because I was trying to figure out what to do and how to do it, and that was my personality, and I got fired because I wasn't doing anything. So then I got hired somewhere else, and I just did my job and spoke up when I didn't like something. And anyway, manager says, "You changed the whole entire office." And I didn't want to think about it, because as soon as the personality gets involved, that's when everything falls apart. So today I was thinking about that, and so what do I need to do now? And it was pretty much, hello, you already started it. You posted on Facebook, and you put it out to the whole entire world that you're, as an adult, this late in age, you are starting to figure out where your values are and what's important. And you can actually put into words and express that in a simple way. That is doing your work. So I posted it twice on Facebook because I had this huge thought. I wish I knew then what I know now. And then, I can't remember what the second one was, but I am expressing what I am learning now and putting it out there because it's part of the transformation we are all going through. And so it seems simple. It's not. It's not simple. It is simple. It's not easy. I have to get out of my way. I have to surrender to the moment. I have to trust the process. I have to trust the moment. I have to trust my higher self. And if I think about it, it changes everything. And when I stop thinking and just feel and then express what I'm feeling, there's a flow. So when I'm talking to my daughter, the only word I get to use is, "I'm in the zone," because that's the word she relates to. And I'm learning that when I give too much information to people, it doesn't go well. And I'm learning not to do that one-to-one sometimes. And so that leaves Facebook. And I have no idea where all of this is taking me, but I know I am part of the transformation inside, and I'm part of the transformation of putting it out there. And it's a huge challenge. As long as if I think about it, it's a huge challenge. If I don't think about it, it just flows. And so anyway, it's kind of an exciting time and it's kind of a really confusing time. But the more that I see people come out of their specific mindset and do something outside of it, that's confirmation we are all in, or a lot of us are in transition of awakening. And I love that. So Sharon?
Great. So when I went into that time channel and had my guides, I said, is there some places I need to go? And they said, yes, there's 3 points. And I said, do they all represent the same concept? And they said, not really, that we have to go to all 3 of them. So they first took me to, it was like angry masses. I don't know what time frame it was, but back in time, angry, angry, angry. It wasn't present. And there were a lot of males involved, and I was in a male body. And I said, okay, what am I doing? And I could see that at a soul level, I was confused because my body was doing something that didn't relate to what I wanted to do as a soul. And I realized that my body had been taken over by dominators to be used in this fomenting and rage and all of those things. And I said, what we did is they brought in like a female companion with the authority to say, not this body. And I walked away with her as the authority voice, and I was able to walk away, and we went to, others began to follow us. And what was interesting is that the weapons, whatever the weapons were, whether they were sticks or whether they were guns or whatever, they started to be laid down so that they could go a different direction. And all of those weapons began broadcasting the declaration that the parasitics have to be removed. So all the weapons began broadcasting that. I thought that was really great. I loved that one. And so did all we needed to do to stop that concept. The next one they took me to, I was in a hole. I thought I was hiding in this hole, just a really deep round hole. And then I realized I wasn't hiding there. I was hiding there, but I had been trapped. I'd fallen into this trap. And I was also in a male body. And so I'm in this place, and I'm fearful, and they've gone after me because I won't buckle under to the concept that men have to be mean. Yeah, have to follow the protocol. And so for that situation, we again brought in a sister circle, and so I could be out of the hole, but we could start infusing the authority of females so that those parasitics would be removed. The third one I went to was I was again in the male body, and I guess that's what the whole purpose here was, these male bodies. I was running in the forest. I was really joyful. I was heart-filled, and I come toward my village, and my village is being burned. Women are being raped, and I'm just shocked and powerless because what's all this love that we have, and where does it go? And this was an interesting one because what they did is they brought in the women, but they brought in the women to activate the new mission plan, which says ownerships don't exist. So the male body has no ownership marks. So immediately I had no ownership marks. And so I participated to go back before the village was, and so I'm running in the forest. I have no ownership marks. I'm sensitive with my heart, and I could feel that something was wrong. So it was the same process I would usually use with women in circle. It was stop, call out, declare the removal of the energy that's coming toward the village. So he did it in the forest so that when he came toward the village was fine, but the circle of women met him because they'd been doing the same thing in the circle, that they had already gotten the message from their past. So they had been working in the village. He was working in the forest, and they said, now there's that the women in the village knew and acted and joined, so that they can now join in new ways. The male, female can join in new ways. The male declaration coming from heart sensitivity, the female declaration still coming from that solar plexus, womb, depth of discernment, in her way, possibility to begin that whole working together to remove parasitic. So that was exciting and fun. Whole.
Wow.
Emma? Oh, Emma, yeah, I'm not. Oh.
Okay. So I'm traveling along a wave of liquid earth, almost like a gentle surfing, and it moves me back in time and then up to the surface. I'm standing in a jungle kind of area. I can hear a river nearby, and so we walk to the river. I see a small village on its banks. People are singing, laughing, chattering together. They are gathering in the fish from the morning's expedition. Suddenly, a large creature, a crocodilian, rises up out of the water and snatches a child. The hunters, women and men, grab their bows and arrows and shoot. The creature is killed and the child is rescued. She is deeply wounded. She is rushed gently to the healer's shelter. The family gathers round and begins to sing quietly as the healer works. While the child did emerge, of course, from one woman's body, she, like all the other children, belonged to the village as a whole. There is no special claim from the birthing mother. The shamans do a ritual to discover the source of this attack. The creature was sent by parasitics to damage this particular child, to destroy her if possible, or to wound her irreparably if not. The shamans do a purification to clear out the target energy and to assist the healer in his work. The child is me. She is in deep pain. She feels it at a distance due to the herbs and energy work she is receiving. She is lifted into the spirit realms by the shaman's ritual and held in spirit as the body is tended to and healed. When she returns from the spirit world, she is a powerful child who becomes a powerful leader of her village and teaches others who come from neighboring villages the ways that she learned while held in the spirit realm. And that's mine. I am complete. So we can all unmute and share what we like.
So,
Would you say
Sue,
that again? Emma, would you say that again? What was the last part? I couldn't tell what you were saying in the last part of it.
Oh, sure. I know. I'm sitting really far from my computer.
Yeah.
So did you hear the part, the child is me?
Yes.
Okay. So when she returns, so she was held in the spirit realms while the body healed. You know how they do, like, they force people into comas?
Yeah.
Just sort of like a holistic kind of a way of doing that. And so when she returns, she's a very powerful child who becomes a powerful leader of her village and teaches others who come from neighboring villages the ways that she learned while held in the spirit realm.
Awesome.
you feel yourself altered by that
Yeah,
now, today, this moment,
yeah. It gives me a whole different perspective.
recognizing that you're her and she's you, and that healing that everyone stepped in to do for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Sue,
Oh, what's this?
so Sue was talking about if I knew then what I know now. I wrote a whole book on that topic. I thought, no friggin' way, did you just say that? So here is I Know Now, a Woman's Healing. And you talked about how being in the, you know, that what you know now is just changing the flow, changing the dynamic of everything. And it's the butterfly that's on my cover, which carries the healing everywhere. So I just thought, anyway, I just wanted to validate that what you experienced is, you know, is my story too. So that's awesome. And Sharon, so, oh my God, if I understood what you said correctly, you said that all of these people in different times laid their weapons down, whether it was sticks, whether it was guns, whether it was spears, no matter what, they laid their weapons down. And those weapons became the broadcasters of removing the outsider energy. That the weapons that the outsiders used was being used in a way against them. So one of the trends that we have created is in this time travel thing from the beginning, right? Is that we are taking something that potentially is dark and using it in our favor. So we're taking the virus and we're using it in our favor, and the whole planet is healing because of it. You know, we're taking the burning of the buildings and the revolution and the pain and suffering of Black lives to have it, to take it into a place of growth and positiveness. Should we do ritual around this where we actually infuse in current day and in current time to shift the energy of the weapons based upon their ancestors, the ancestors' weapons, and to actually infuse all weapons with that broadcaster's energy to change and awaken and alter the people who are holding them?
First of all, that's what I want to just add. What the guardian circles do is capture the current energy to dissolve anything that is in it. So the guardian circles do that. We go back in time to prevent that even from coming forward. But I want to acknowledge that here you are, Cinda, you are with your ritual self again. And why do you ask me? Because you are being called to do a ritual. So would you please take the floor?
Well, will you guys do that? Will you do it with me?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so, and if there's anything you want to add, Susan, because you saw it, and yes and no, I'm fully aware that's what the guardian circles do. So I was just labeling it or giving credit to the wrong group. But I just, I mean, let's do this, guys. Let's really set this intention. And Sharon, you visualized it and you expressed, do you want to visualize it for us a little bit more, or should I just make it up?
You make it up, and we'll all feel it in our way. It'll be perfect.
All right, guys, this is like, I'm really freaking excited about this because I think it's going to work. And I think, Sue, it's bringing in everything that you are currently experiencing and everything that Emma did as well. So with our eyes closed and in this space and in this current time, we are going to not only call in our guides, but we are going to call in the divine family. We're going to call in the Galactic Council. We're going to call in the PTO. We're going to call in the archangels. We're going to call in the ascended masters. We're going to call in whomever it is that you currently work with. Let's make this team huge. And let's assign every weapon that has been created to one of these entities. Let's pair them up, pair them up, pair them up, no matter if it is a dagger or a knife or a gun or a weapon or a bomb or a grenade. The hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of weapons that are still current today. Let's pair them up, pair them up. And now let's ask those guides, let's give them direction and guidance to alter the energy of those weapons. So that when the owners or the creators touch them, come near them, feel a shift in that energy and recognize that they cannot and should not and will not be used for the threat of life. See the dark energy, the outsider energy being pulled out of every single weapon of destruction. And all it is a metal casing, a wooden casing. It is lifeless, it is useless. And now let's insert into every weapon hope, love, peace, joy, and most certainly grace. May they burn the hands of those who are evil. And may they make those who are standing on the line of what do I do, which direction do I go, may their energy be altered by the new energy of the weapon. These weapons are now found useless. They no longer offer those that carry them power. We see them being turned in by the masses, turned in and recycled, and returned to the world in a different form. The energy has been shifted. Hope has been returned. Peace is the result. And an overwhelming sense of grace is felt by all. This is remarkable. This is real. This is true. And so it is.
So it is. We're going to place that declaration in the network of the guardian circles so that it can continue to be energized as women meet daily for 5 minutes to energize that network. They also, I saw them bringing the strands into 10 group collectives, so that there's 10 group collectives from which all of those tentacles extend, so that as we work on the 10, those tentacles are all impacted. So we're not out there working on the multiples, because you declared that they be brought together. So thank you for that, Cinda. I'm so glad you didn't go take a nap.
Exactly.
Wow.
What a great, another one. I mean, every one of them are so powerful. So thank you guys for.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing that whole idea. Perhaps the biggest sense of hopelessness I have had is, what do we do with all these weapons?
Really?
What do we do? And what do we do? I mean, we might be able to change the people that are carrying them, but they still exist. And
Well, it's swords into plowshares, right?
right, how we
I mean,
change the
now,
weapon.
don't you understand it at a whole different level after this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're even more than plowshares, they're broadcasters.
Mhm.
When I
Well,
saw
they're
what,
broadcasters, they change the energy of the person that's holding them. And then they're going, when they're found useless, they will be turned in back into something else, returned as something else
yes,
of
that's
use.
what I get to. Yeah.
So it's like they're sacrificing themselves, but they will be returned back into the world of something that is useful.
There's
Wow.
there's a fabulous speculative fiction writer. Her name is Sherry Tepper, and she has one book. I'm pretty sure it's The Fresco, and their aliens come, And what they do is they hold us to our word. And so, in a lot of different ways, but they also put this thing of protection around anybody who's at risk, like women who are at risk of like domestic violence. And so anytime a man tries to enact domestic violence against a woman, then anything that he does to her rebounds, and it is as if it has happened to him. And so it's kind of glorious. Not that I want harm to come, but that sometimes it's the only way that it can be
Yeah.
learned.
Well, it's like holding up the mirror, right? So it's like what
but
we
it's
do to one, we do to ourselves.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Before you asked before you did your meditation, Cinda, I was also getting it that weapons were going to become neutral. They would misfire. They would literally misfire. And it was just kind of a vague idea until you brought it all into clarity. And that when the weapons no longer are effective, it changes the person holding it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just part of the process of waking up to, this doesn't work, now what do I do? And that opens the door to a new way of thinking, which is a new way of acting. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, just Sharon, what a brilliant concept. You're muted. You're muted.
I was gonna say it wasn't my concept, but they, you know, just that's what we each do. We bring in and that's the value of being in a circle where you can say these things that in other places would be like, you are weird, or you're schizophrenic, or from Bree conversation yesterday, you're bipolar, and then you don't, then what's the gift isn't given. So I mean, we each do that. That's so it's wonderful to be in a group like this. It's why things are moving, like they're moving for each of us, because we can be authentic, and in that authenticity, then more and then more. So, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Oh, at one point I made sure it was being recorded because I just think this is so powerful. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah. And thanks for facilitating Fridays, Emma.
Sure. I'm happy to do it.
Yes, thank you, Emma.
Yeah, good job, Emma. Is there anything that is happening this weekend?
Tomorrow,
Well,
Guardian
Guardian
Circle,
Circles meet always on Friday morning at 9:30.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, Saturday. Saturday at 9:30. And I don't think we have any group things happening this weekend except Saturday mornings, at least through the end of June, the Guardian Circles.
Yeah, Guardian Circle 9:30.
Crystal broadcast yours Monday at 2:30. Anyone interested?
I'll be gone. I'm sorry.
That's right. Hey, totally soak it in.
And then Tuesday is I'm sure the grassroots or Remaking the World, Women Remaking the World.
Yeah, the team for the Women Remaking the World will meet on Tuesday morning.
And so I'll miss that unless I'll give Kelly my phone number, that if you guys are ready to start your call and you really want me there, she can call me on the landline and I'll participate.
Sounds good.
Will it be pretty remote?
It's very remote.
Wonderful.
It's a one-room cabin that's multi-generations built ago. And it's on a ravine with a roaring river way down below. And it's 5 acres and it's outhouses, and there is indoor plumbing from a spring that never sees the light of day until it comes out the faucets. And yeah, and so there's no electricity, just propane lighting and a wood stove for heat. So we all tent. We put in tents. There is bunk beds in the cabin with no doors. It's just wide open. It's all one great big room. Curtains around the beds, but we just put out all these tents. It looks like a tent city, and then we use the cabin as a meeting place. Sometimes we have 38 people up there.
Oh my gosh.
All family, multi-generations.
Yeah, that's great.
But this time it's just going to be me, my husband, just two of us, all
Ooh,
by ourselves.
very sweet.
Yeah,
After so many people all around you for such a long time.
yeah. We're going to go and just enjoy it. We're overlapping with my cousin's son who's up there, but they'll be leaving just as we arrive. And then my brother and his wife will come like the last 2 days that we're there. So you cannot dictate or reserve the cabin. It is an open door for anyone and everyone to come anytime they want, period. So that was the restriction. And we all agreed to it, all 38 of us.
Gosh.
We send the energy our way. It'd be great.
It's so healthy, so peaceful.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have an amazing weekend till we see you again, which who knows when that will be, but it will be.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Ah,
Blessings.
yeah, love you guys. Thank you. Wow.
There we go. Bye. Bye-bye.